Hello everybody. Okay, we've got Maya in the chair, and Maya's hair's been pretty compromised because she used to be blonde, and she's a professional model and she wants to look great, but her hair's, you can see that this was blonde. It's kind of like a murky brown. She does have some wave, but the ends are completely shot. So we're going to create a layered bob with a razor. I'm going to make it look awesome. I got Lucy behind me.
Hi.
And where are we?
We're at Arrojo Williamsburg.
What do you do?
I'm a colorist here.
Good. Okay.
And the videographer.
Hey, Sanjoy. And a videographer. Okay, so let's start. So I've got my feather plie razor. Let's begin. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually be putting in the length. So I've got my products ready. I tend to, you can see the curl in the hair, and I'm going to work with a razor to begin, but if I need a scissor, I will use a scissor. So we're going to work on classic bob type sections.
Hi, Steven. Steven says I was his instructor at Expo.
Who's?
Steven Martin said I was his instructor at Expo.
Awesome. Okay, so you ready?
I'm ready.
So here we go.
Gotcha.
So now we're going to place the razor in, and I'm going to create what we call more of a closed line. You can see that's a closed line because I'm not taking too much, I'm not creating too much softness. For the camera side, I'm going to keep on this side. Typically speaking, I would work from side to side, but I will do one side first and then the other. Now, when you're cutting hair with a razor, the most important thing to do is make sure you can see that guideline. So now we're using what we call the edge of the blade, and we're just placing a slide over direction, nice and taut. The only thing that I'm doing right now on Maya's hair is bringing up the length, because the length is going to enable me to then reset for the layers. Now I've rotated the blade, so when I began the cut I was a little bit more angled. Now I've rotated the blade and I'm a little bit softer. So I'm actually cutting down the hair a little bit. You can see the texture starting to evolve. What I mean by that is you can see the natural texture, and you can see the guideline right there. If you want to learn razor cutting, we do an amazing 2-day razor fundamentals class. Now let's just remind ourselves that this hair on the inside is actually bleach blonde. So the hair's been pretty compromised. So as I cut through the hair and put the outline in, I'm getting to know Maya's hair. I'm getting to see how it reacts to the razor. And as I come through, watch this. As I come through, see how it doesn't cut? It doesn't cut because the hair's so shot. In other words, the hair has been through so much that it's really hard for the blade to actually grab the cuticle and create that tension. So the good news is, if we allow the hair to dry out a little, what happens is it's easier for the razor to cut. So I'm going to continue up until I run out of hair, and then I'm going to come through the opposite side.
Shane wants to know if we offer any classes in Florida.
Shane, I have a salon down in Wellington. The salon's called Visions, and we are always there teaching classes. If you're interested in classes in Florida, you have to stay connected and sign up at Arrojo NYC, or follow my Instagram, Nick Arrojo. If you follow my Instagram, what you're going to find is you're going to find everywhere that I am, and I always promote the classes. So the two places to follow would be Arrojo NYC, sign up for our education blasts, and then also follow Nick Arrojo. That's my Instagram handle. That'll let you know exactly where we're at. The Salon Visions is an ambassador salon. They work with Arrojo product, and they're a great salon. Just come across this side. Now let's work on the opposite side. So the salon's open today. We have a few clients. It's obviously August in the summer, so everyone's trying to maximize the final few days of the sunshine, and the sun is shining today, which is beautiful. So second section. Now you'll notice, keep your sections nice and clean. I'm working with my razor comb. Rotate the comb in the hand. Comb the hair nice and taut. I'm allowing the hair to dry out just a little so that I can get what I like to refer to as a really nice bite on the hair.
Michael is asking if you always cut an entire side and then do the other.
No, Michael, what I typically do is cut side to side. The reason why I'm cutting one side and then the other is pure and simply because we just have one iPhone filming this, and we want to kind of make it as simple as we can for Lucy, our camera girl, who's really a great colorist. And I hope she's a great camera girl, so hopefully she said she's going to do the best job she's ever done. But she's never done it before. That means, what that means is it'll be the best job she's ever done because it's the only time she's ever filmed.
It feels like I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, well, what do you think, Michael? You tell her. So you'll see I comb the hair nice and taut. I'm actually over-directing the hair lightly back. Now, even though we're going to work to have this a style that works great straight, I also have to make sure that it's a style that works great curly. Come here, Nicole. I need help. Can you give me my scissors from the opposite side, please? Come and say hi to everybody. Was you filming last week?
Hello, yeah.
Nicole,
last
yes.
week. Yeah, my grab the scissors.
Thanks.
Jeff says I'm doing great.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Hey,
he
Jeff.
says you're doing great. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure neither, Jeff.
Can I zoom in?
Get as close as you can.
Okay.
So you see as I get in, just melt that hair away. Now the blade actually, even though it's a straight edge razor, the blade does actually touch my finger. But it touches my finger so light. And right now what I'm doing is opening the blade a little. And this is going to get layered, but I like to do the entire baseline first because I think it's better when you're doing precision-based razor cutting. I really think it's better that you complete areas. It helps to keep you a lot cleaner in your work. So we'll see the length come through. Now it's time for me to come through into the side. So let's take a nice clean section, and we'll take a section all the way from the back. We'll reset into the side. I'll use my clip. Those are great Arrojo clips. You can find them on our Arrojo Pro website, which is our store for professional tools. Scissors, razors, combs, clips, dryers, irons, brushes, and inspirational books that we have. Check out arrojopro.com and see what we've got to sell and what we've got to offer. Nice wide section. I know there's not a lot of hair coming out here from Maya. So what that means is I'm not taking a lot of hair out through the front. I'm actually keeping length through the front, and the hair feels a little bit healthier for now. But I am working with hair that has been compromised, and that's why Maya wanted to come in and get a great cut today.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true, yeah?
Yeah.
Because she knew that her hair needed some love,
Yeah.
and she knew just the right guy to call.
Yes.
So look at the nice taut tension. There's a little elevation because really I'm just putting in the length. It doesn't have to be one length because soon we're going to be layering. So I've cut both sides of the back. I've cut one side of the front. Now it's time for me to spin around and follow this side through. The nice thing is you'll get to see the angle of the blade from both sides. The great thing with razor cutting is it's very fluid. You get one piece of steel that you have to manipulate up and down. And I think a lot of people would be scared of razoring this compromised hair. But let me tell you, the razor's a great tool for making haircuts and layers smudgy, soft, diffused. It's a great tool for that. In here where it starts to feel a little bit more, it's chewy. There, this is what we can say it in this arena. The hair feels chewy. What it means is it's very springy, very stretchy, and it's lost some of its elasticity. So I've got to be focused on the quality of the cut, because if I over shred or over taper the ends of the hair, guess what? This is not going to look like a haircut that she's going to want. And the good news is Nicole just got my scissors out, so when it's time for me to refine and polish the cut, then scissors will be the perfect thing. So I'm just finishing up the outline, and once you cut the outline in on your haircut, then you can establish exactly how you're going to layer the hair. Am I going to layer it from the front? Am I going to layer the hair from the back? Now when I look in the mirror, if you can squeeze in the mirror, remember that's a screen, so if it's too angled, it's going to look angled.
Okay.
See? Yeah, I know it looks good on the camera, but remember when they're watching it at home, they're going to have to tilt their heads to the side.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, Liz. You're fired. Okay, so now let's come through and we're going to start to layer this hair from the back. So I'm going to section the hair straight down. Section the hair straight down. Let's section the hair all the way from below the crown to the back of the ear. Below the crown to the back of the ear on both sides. The great thing also about the razor is it's really good for me because I can approach both sides in exactly the same way. I'm using my favorite Hydro Mist to pack in some moisture while I cut. And I'm now going to take a central section and we're going to layer. And this is going to eliminate some of the really destroyed hair on the inside. I've lowered the chair down. The head comes up lightly. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the hair square. So this is being pulled directly back and in towards me. Now when I see this a lot, the most important thing is make sure that your body position is right behind, and I'm pulling this hair straight back to me. Now as I'm coming down, I want to rotate that blade so as not to create too much softness. And again, I can just feel the hair. You see how the razor doesn't even want to interact too well. So when the hair is a little drier, you're going to get a better interaction. And when you rotate the blade and I've rotated the blade in so that I can cut down the hair. Second section, combing in towards the center. So if my first section was section A, and now this is section B is pulled in to section A, and I'm looking for the guide.
Ryan has a product question.
Yes, Ryan?
He would like to know if the products are vegan.
No, they are not vegan, Ryan.
They're not vegan.
No, that's not part of my, it's not part of my personal MO. My products are pretty much based pure and simply on performance. And if they are vegan, in order for them to be classed properly vegan, they have to be completely certified as vegan. I make all of my products in America. We work with 7 different companies, 7 of the best companies that develop hair products for most of the manufacturers. And we've managed to find the best chemists to help develop the product. And my product positioning is accessible. So price point, my products range from $18 to $26. And I say accessible because I'll tell you, I've learned so much about the hair product game, and I think it's a great thing that you asked the question about hair product, because most hairdressers really don't know how to maximize their potential when it comes to selling or retailing or getting the client to actually take home the products that they use. And that's something that we at Arrojo really believe is an important facet to being a successful stylist in 2016.
Salon name changes from Fort Lauderdale, so they have this on all the monitors and the clients love it.
Good. Hey clients, I hope you're doing a good time. Flo Ryder, I got a place in Florida.
I'm from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wow, we got
Hollywood, actually.
we
but,
got
you
the
know.
Florida connection, and she just came back from
Amen.
Florida.
I know, right?
Yeah, I think she was probably in South Beach. Was you in South Beach?
That's right.
That's right, yeah. She was having a good time. And working.
Yeah.
And having a good time.
Yeah.
And working. So now let's just go through this. As we come to the back of the ear, you'll have a look and see what comes off. So you'll notice how this falls out. See how that falls out? And I just keep the corner. So when you're looking at this from profile, just hold that camera there, let me have a look. Yeah, so we're making the shape, you'll see the shape here. Now you'll see the hair was blonde from here. Now she can't cut her hair this short, she's a professional model and she wants to work. So what we're trying to do here is make this fabric so much healthier and so much better, but while still retaining some length. Is that a helicopter over the top of us? We are
so.
in New York. Okay, so now what happens is I've rotated the chair and I've rotated my angle. So on this side I combed in and on this side I comb in. So what we do, if we're back to now section B on the opposite side and we're pulling it back into section A. Scooping that hair with the fine teeth of the comb, fine teeth of the comb, fine teeth of the comb, nice and taut. Allow the outline will just fall away and just melt that hair away. A lot of people would be fearful of working with a razor on hair which has been compromised. For me, the razor's gonna help this compromised hair look so much better. And I'll tell you why. If I was to put clean lines into this hair, which is never gonna hold a clean line, because A, the hair is compromised, B, the hair is textured. If I create a line, but it's slightly diffused, it's gonna melt together with the entire shape so much better. Whenever you're cutting, never forget that there's a person beneath you, yeah? So when you get focused in on the cut, always remember that the client that sat in the chair is the most important person. And in the demonstration purposes, we're not using the mirror, but in real life, mirror is a very important tool for us all to use. It gives us a chance to look at our work from a further perspective. So now we've just completed the back, and again on this side you'll notice, watch when I pull this hair back, see how this hair falls away, so we retain the corner, and I'm just using what we call the flat of the blade to soften the hair. Now I didn't check it, so let's check and see.
Trisha wants to know if you can use the Arrojo Color Safe shampoo on almond colored hair.
Yes, you can, and that's the only shampoo that we use in Arrojo. And Lucy, what do you think about Illumin? Because you're like a very successful colorist here, and the only color line that you've known has been what?
Goldwell.
Goldwell. So you tell me, what's the response?
Well, I love Illumin. It's definitely important to use color safe products with it, and the Arrojo Color Safe shampoo is my favorite.
And it is our best-selling product.
It is our best-selling product. It's
because we have
wonderful.
such strong color salons that carry Arrojo product, and Color Safe shampoo retails for $18. So it's a brilliant price. And I was just in Florida, believe it or not, it's the Florida story. I was just in Pensacola, and you know, I was teaching the salon there, volume 1. I was teaching the team how it's important that you talk about prices to your clients. Yeah, let them know what it costs to get quality shampoo. Because, you know, the Arrojo product line is not going to scare anybody when it comes to the price point. So now what we've done, let's dial us back in. And whenever I cut with a razor, you're going to find that it kind of, the shape swings from left to right a little bit more. In other words, if it gets a little longer on one side and a little shorter on the other, that's okay, because you can modify that in your approach. Remember, we're creating a vision of a shape. We're not necessarily doing a technical drawing. We want the hair to flow. So the section underneath was just below the crown, and we cut the hair square. Now we've gone from the top of the head to the back of each ear, and we're going to connect that hair in. What are you laughing at?
Corinne says, hi, Swag Master.
Hello, Swaggeroni.
Also, the Cosmo students say hi. They're
Hello.
watching.
I'll be at school later on today. So, and I'm going to be at school today because we're going to hopefully meet some new prospective students. I comb that hair straight back, and you'll see as I comb it straight back, you'll see the guide right here. Now I can come from the underneath, but I'm going to come from the top because I don't need to build any more weight up through the top. So I'm going to come from the top, and I'm going to cut down into that line. If you want to get a better bite on the hair, you can rotate that blade so the blade is a sharp chopping motion coming down the hair shaft. That's going to create less wispiness, it's going to create more cleanness, and it's going to be easier for following lines. The razor's great because not only do you see what you're doing, you feel what you're doing. Although with this type of texture it's a little bit harder, because like I said, the hair was literally a few weeks ago, she was a blonde bombshell. Scooping that hair up, don't pull the hair down, it's going to get too heavy. Just lifting that hair up just a little. You can see the guide here on the inside of your fingers, and as you run through on the backs of your fingers, you then just melt that hair away.
Naomi from Main Changes wants to know what product you are using for the blade to have its maximum performance.
Well, water's the best product. Yeah, water's the best product. But the product that I use if I want to put a little bit more slip into the hair, which I don't need to do here because the hair doesn't need to have more slip. But I'm using it to give me just a little bit of light moisture. We say that Hydro Mist, which is the product that I'm using, Arrojo Hydro Mist, we say that it's actually lighter than water, so it just adds the lightest amount of dampness. The sprayer is really good. When you look at the sprayer, let me just show you for 1 second. Yeah, so let's just watch this. So see the spray? It's so light, it doesn't really wet the hair. It's a very, very light spray. And that's so that we can use it to refresh our clients. I sell it as a refresher, I sell it as a shine-based product, I sell it as a resetter, and I also use it when I need a little bit of moisture in the hair when I'm cutting, but I don't want to add too much slip into this hair. Now this is an important touch point, because right now I'm coming to the back of the ear, and I want you to see this point here, because you see this length? I need this length to fall out. So let's scoop that hair up a little. I need that to fall out because that's the outline, and it's just fallen out, and I'm not even going to touch the outline. Just falling out, you see? And we're allowing that hair to dry, and I'm looking at the texture as the hair dries, and I can tell that it's beat up. Okay, let me spin around. So if you can see my body position, don't forget, look, see that camera, don't make it too twisted. I know you're like, she looks like a rock star here. It's like she's holding a stick like it's a microphone.
This is the performance of my life.
It's the performance of, well, I hope you get better. I hope not. Anyway, so this way, just let me show you. This way we're combing the hair in, and now this side we're going to comb the hair in. So we're always combing the hair into the back. Fine teeth of the comb. Fine teeth of the comb. Look for the guide. Yeah, look for the guide. We are going to make this hair look like silk. I guarantee you. This hair is going to look so hot that she's going to be my friend for a long time. Yeah? You know, the key is whenever you're with your client, you've got to manage their expectations. And I always like to try not to overpromise. And I definitely always want to over-deliver. So we have a nice saying, under promise, over deliver. So the key is really work through that. You can see some existing breakage. Yeah, this is pre-existing breakage. And now what I'm going to do, because of this breakage in there, I'm just going to put the tip of the blade in just to add diffuse a little bit more softness.
I think you just answered a question. Michael wanted to know if you'll be doing any tipping or slicing.
Well, I'm going to be doing some tipping and not too much slicing, because I don't need to bust this shape out and create too much space. If I create too much space in this cut, it's not going to have structure because it's already deconstructed. But there's a little bit of tipping, so what that does is that just lightens the load right at the end. And notice I'm staying right on the tips. I don't want to go in here. That will just create confusion and it will not hold the shape properly. And the hair doesn't know what to do, because Maya's got naturally curly hair, but it's been bleached out, it's been in the sunshine, it's been beaten up. That's what happens when you're a professional model. Your hair gets beat up. And now what we need to do is we need to put some love back into the hair. So I like to work from wet to dry, because that's my education. The product, as the hair starts to dry, I can start to see what the hair actually wants to do in its natural state. And that's going to help me also when it comes to selecting styling aids, because she is going to need some products to style her hair. A little bit of tipping right here. And now let's just have a little reset and see how we're going. So we're getting the layering in there. Now let's spin around and have a look. So you can see we're a little longer on the right, but that's okay. Let's focus, a little longer on the left. Let's focus on the right. And we're saving the bangs till later. All right, now we're not longer because we cut it longer. This side was more broken. You can see it's more damaged. It'll be okay.
Yes.
she looks very sad.
Looks good.
My head is so broken all the way from Argentina. Don't worry, we'll make it look up. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit of the Hydro Mist. Sorry, come around here. Stay right here. This is going to be a good shot. Actually, you know what? I think right here, Lucy.
Right here?
Yeah, if I spin here, because they're on the light, so.
That's great.
No,
Oh,
here. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I always like to try and do the side closest to the parting first. Now I'm going to start to angle these sections forward. I'm going to over direct this hair back to keep length to the front. Oh, let's keep that hair out of the way. Again, we got loads of nickisms or Arrojo vocab. Cut hair, not corners. We're really into making sure that we make sure our haircuts are precise. And if the section gets a little soft, then guess what we do? We go back through and we redefine, because I always want to see the line of the scalp. I always want to see the base of the section.
Miranda from Main Changes wants to know if we're going to deepen the color so it looks healthier and shinier.
We are not going to do the color today, but we may do the color another time, because I've got to continue working all through the day, and I want to show you the finished look. But what we'll do is we'll have Maya come back, and maybe Lucy, you can do it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to cut it, we're going to style it, we're going to share that with you. In the salon, she's got a little regrowth, can you see? Believe it or not. That looks like gray hair, but it's not, I promise you. It's a silver lining, as I like to say. So even though she's young and beautiful, she's prematurely, got some silver hair growing in there. But, that's the great thing about hair color. We can disguise. So you'll notice how I'm letting this hair get longer by using over direction. And if you watched the other night, this is a similar sectioning pattern to what I did on the short haircut, which was literally 2 nights ago. Now as I come through the top here, just gonna tip in, and I gotta really work the blade. You can see what's happening to the hair. But I got some great products, so I'm thrilled. I'll be able to nail it. Okay, so now let's come through this side. We're going to do exactly the same. You might want to come around this way, Lucy.
Okay.
Exactly the same approach.
Colette loves her Arrojo razor that she purchased.
Awesome. Thank you, Colette. Thanks for your support. Have you been to class with us, Colette? Let me know if you've been to class. And where's Colette from? Did she tell us?
She didn't tell us.
Okay, Colette. Well, let us know. Keep in touch. So you'll see I'm doing exactly the same on this side. Scooping the inside of the hair out. Exactly the same. Fine tip of the comb, nice tight tension. Spin this hair all the way around. So my sections are coming up and over the head, working from the back to the front, retaining length through the front. It's melting that hair away. And you know when you razor cut, you can feel when you need to go in there with the tip of the blade. So they're just a little tipping in the hair, just a little bit more tipping, and I'm looking through the hair for translucency. Yeah, so very challenging hair because of the condition. And you know, it's not just the condition, it's the style that we're trying to create. We don't want to go super short. Working from the back all the way through to the front. And you know, as the hair starts to dry, because of the cuticle, I'll get a better connection to the hair. Now you'll notice I always comb with the fine teeth. I'm going to elevate that hair up, and I'm going to get in there with the tip of the blade, and I'm just softening. And through, and just softening. Final few sections, and then it's time for us to assess what's next. And I think what we're going to have to do as I kind of continue to work, is whenever I do a haircut, I don't know exactly the process. I have a concept and I have an idea, but I don't necessarily know the entire process. Yeah? So what I mean by that is, you're going to have to assess it as you go. As I come through here, this hair's really kind of dried out. Let's come through. And I think it's time for me to put a little bit of hydro mist in there. And now we're going to soften this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to think about styling. And we're going to style using hair product, flat brush, flat iron. I'm going to style the hair into silk. I'll get you started on the finish so you can see how we make this turn to silk. And I think I'm going to need a few different products, even though I got some products up here that I thought I was going to use. Set and Style Spray, which is a great blow drying spray. Shine Lux Oil was a great protector. Defrizz Serum, which will calm the hair down. Hydro Mist, which is my cutting lotion. But I think I'm going to use some other stuff.
Tony Ann wants to know if you're going to teach the Foundations cutting class in September.
In California.
In California.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yes, at another location or date. Some of the girls from the salon want to go, and they're from Richard's Salon.
Unfortunately, the class in California is no longer on because the Goldwell Academy were double booked and I couldn't get the academy, so they blew it for me. But we're looking at other venues, so stay posted, and I'll keep you posted on that. And the best person to contact as well, you know, if you don't know, is Loretta at arrojonyc.com.
Tony Ann said yes, exclamation sign.
Oh yes, Tony. How you doing, Tone?
Also, Taylor, I missed whatever the question was.
So say it again.
Please ask again. Oh, What do you say to clients who say you can't cut my hair with the razor as it just tore my hair up?
I say, yeah, no problem, I'll cut it with a scissor.
He says, no problem, I'll cut it with a scissor.
Chin down. You know, the most important thing is if a client feels like the razor's not going to be the right thing for her, don't use the razor. Yeah, that's a big mistake. If the client says the razor's not going to work, definitely don't use the razor. And even though I'm using the razor extensively here, I got my scissors ready because I will be doing some cutting with a scissor. You know, this is what it's like. You have to make hair do different things. And you have to make the hair look as great as it can look. And you have to use your best choice when it comes to making the haircut. You know, I could cut this hair super short and make it super healthy, but it's not what she wants. What she wants is she wants to have a healthier shape, healthier style, but she still wants to have some hair left. Because she's got a professional card that gets her the work, and that's what she needs to do. She needs to make sure that she can continue to work. So we're getting kind of close to the wet cut, yeah? We're getting close to the finish of the wet cut. It's very important that you know, kind of know when to stop. So we've got our general shape in. Let's look in the mirror so we can see our general shape. So we've got our general shape in. We laid it from the back, still a little longer on this side than this side, but I'm not going to cut that off just yet. Because realistically, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to style it. We're going to need to smooth it out, and then we're going to see what we need to do to make it look even better. Yeah, but you can see that we've kind of created this. It's a squarish shape through the back, but then by pulling the hair back, we've created length through the front. And now I'm going to use a product which has become a hero product for Arrojo. And let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and get it.
Yeah.
Arrojo healing oil. Needs a lot of healing here. Yeah. So this is a glossing spray and a healing oil and a protector. It's also a sun protector. So special precious oils are going to help me to add shine and slip into the hair. And this hair is just soaking this product up. Yeah? Soaking this product up. I'm also going to add Shine Lux oil, which is our other precious oil. And this contains hyaluronic acid. Now you'll see it comes in a small container. It's $26. Healing oil is $22. And you'll notice I've used about 6 drops. Rub that into my hands so you get a nice feel. I always do the products right in front of the client too. That way the client can experience the aroma and see how I'm applying the product. So now we're going to work it through. And now we're going to style the hair. And you'll notice how I really take some time to push that product in. And what we're going to do is we're going to start styling it, and then we're going to leave you. And then we're going to come back. And when we come back, we're going to have Maya completely finished. And happy. And we're going to see how great she looks. But I don't want to go too soon, because I want you to see how I do the styling. Certainly I want you to see how we create style and finish with hair product. So you run that, look, I'm running that right the way through. And even when I'm working the hair with my fingers, you're always looking at your client. And you're thinking, okay, can you imagine now, if she was on set, how am I gonna make this hair look great? Yeah, so you're always looking at your client. Your mirror's a very, very important tool. Come closer, Lucy. Your mirror's a very important tool. So when you're looking in the mirror, you're always looking to see, you know, what the shape is, where the softness is. Push that hair around. A lot of people don't understand that your eyes are probably your most important tool. Okay, so the Arrojo dryer, best dryer in the business. It is the Powerlux motor, which we think is the best motor, made in Italy, made by Twin Turbo, which is the American subsidiary, and it's the only white one. This is the 3800. It's a beautiful hairdryer, small, compact, and bijou. Now, the Arrojo flat paddle, brilliant brush, and the flat paddle is going to help me smooth this hair completely out. So, I want you to watch a little, but because this is loud, we're not going to watch the whole thing. But you're going to put it on high speed and high heat. I'm going to start right at the front. And you're going to get your brush right in. And we're going to use the heat of the dryer to smooth and polish. Now look in the mirror. We're going to start to see the smooth and the polish. And I'll come to that side in a second so you can see closer. Make sure the brush is right behind, make sure the dryer, is right behind the brush. Keep your hand close to the bristle so that when you're styling, you can feel the heat. If you do that, she's going to burn. So my fingers are close so I can feel the heat overlap. Because you know, one of the most important things is make sure your clients are super comfortable. These are great clips for blow drying. Right behind, you might see products smoke up in the air. That's the evaporation of the product. But straight away, if I blow dry the front, the client gets to see straight away the effect of the product. And by doing that, she's automatically getting more and more confidence in you as the stylist. So you don't need to move the brush a lot, you just need to follow it. Let the heat do the talking, and let the brush do the walking. So now just look in the mirror and you can start to see how easy that gets smooth. Now look at how high the dryer is. I don't want to be too close because it's still on high heat. Let me come through this side. Stand here. I thought you said you was doing a good job with this camera. You're like moving. I bet, are you seasick back there watching with this camera go? Lucy. She's a great colorist.
Mediocre cameraman.
Mediocre? Well, that's a high standard. Coming in now. Listen. I love these clips. Slice, clip, hold. Take your section, small finger in, brush in at the root, boom shakalaka. What was you saying?
I'm sorry. Main Tamer has a couple questions.
Good, I'll take a few.
They said one of their hairdressers is a skeptic, Lacey, in reference to how she's heard the razor can be damaging to hair.
Great.
And they want to know its good points and if any it's bad points.
There's no bad points. The razor is sharper than a scissor. The razor can be just as precise as a scissor, but the only bad point is if the hairdresser doesn't know how to use the razor, then they've got a real good chance of destroying their hair. On the upside, if the hairdresser really learns how to use the razor, then they have a point of difference from a lot of stylists out there in the world. And that point of difference is going to help them become more successful. And I've made millions of dollars by using razor cutting as a foundation for my technique. But if she were to come and work in my salon, the first thing that we teach Lacey is how to scissor cut. Scissor cutting comes first, razor cutting comes second.
Main Changes also wants to know how much would you charge for a cut like this?
My haircut price is $500. So $500. Did you bring your purse? Okay. No, this one's on me. Yeah, but my price is $500. I've been charging $500 now for the last 4 or 5 years. By being on television, it really helped me get exposure. It also helped me get super busy, and when you're super busy, you can really develop the price point for quality hair. But I've been hairdressing for 34 years, and if you focus on your craft, then one of the things that's wrong in America, if not all over the world, is we don't charge enough for our services. So I think it's really great that I've managed to build a reputation for quality haircutting and premium pricing.
Crystal loves the clips. Are those Arrojo brands?
Yep, and you can get them on arrojopro.com. And they're great clips. These are the best clips. Once you find something that you love, you don't need to change it. There's so many gimmicks in the world, and I'm really not into gimmick. I'm into quality, and I'm into consistency. So you can see now what's happening to the hair. Look in the mirror. You see? So you can see the fringiness and the softness. But because of the texture of Maya's hair, my experience really helped me. If I did not have this experience that I have, this would have been terrifying. And as I blow dry the hair, I'm also inspecting the haircut. So as I style, I'm inspecting the cut. And as I'm blowing, I'm looking to see what needs a little bit more work. And you can use your hands to push that hair around. Just let me walk in front of you. So you can see here what we're getting. Look into the mirror here. You can see what we're getting. So by drying the front first, she gets to see firsthand what we've done.
La Bottega Salon says hello.
Who?
La Bottega Salon. Lyra.
Hey, La Bottega. Look at the natural texture. Yeah? Curly Shirley. So now get that brush in at the root. Follow it through. I also have my amazing flat iron right here at the ready to continue on the job. Because we want to exceed the expectation. Yeah? We don't just want to... The most important thing is when the client leaves your chair... There you go. When the client leaves your chair, she walks out after she's visited you, if you've made the hair look spectacular, you have an amazing 24 hours of promotion. And that promotion can help you build your business. And that's the healing oil that's helping to smooth out the blowout and helping to add a little bit of a better finish into the hair, mixed with the Shine Lux oil. Okay guys, we are going to continue on. We're going to say, unless there's any final questions.
Just some people feeling inspired and saying they love watching these.
Good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to finish all of this. I'm going to come back when I'm ironing. I'm going to come back and when I'm ironing, give me about 10 minutes. We're going to come back live and we'll show you the ironwork and a little bit of scissor cutting, and then we'll present the finished look. Okay? So Lucy, say bye.
Awesome, bye.